I have a high opinion of the Uzbek people and of the country's potential. Uzbeks are motivated, hardworking, diligent, well-educated. They really should be exercising a leadership role in Central Asia. Unfortunately, they also have Islam Karimov. They suffer under a benighted, corrupt, and brutal regime. Ambassador Murray, a few minutes ago, described Uzbekistan as a totalitarian regime. I think it aspires to be that, but I would call it the world's largest family-owned business.
Because it is a country where the state seeks to control all aspects of life, not just political life, not just freedom of speech and assembly in the political way, but it's a country where the state seeks extremely heavily to control cultural life, social life, and economic life.
It's run by the president and his two daughters in their inner circle, which in fact appears to be getting smaller and smaller year on year. Today, their value easily surpasses $1 billion, might be closer to $3 billion. Now, in furtherance of her business interests, she manipulates the machinery of the government at will. She has quite literally written court opinions for appellate courts in Tashkent and ordered the judges to issue those opinions. She orders the arrests of individuals, beatings, and assassinations.
So you have to look on cotton not only as the means by which the Uzbek state funds itself in very large degree, but as a means of social control.
Second, the family generally is extremely keen to identify business opportunities that pass through Uzbek territory and that will net them foreign reserve. They have secured positions in most major logistic arrangements in the country, starting with trucking and rail transit. There's a still unpublished study that was done by a U.S. Congressional Committee, the Committee on Oversight, looking at Pentagon fuel contracts in Central Asia. Part of that study dealt with the situation in Kyrgyzstan. Another part, the unpublished part, dealt with Uzbekistan. And this study found that Gulnara Karimova had acted quickly to take control of the key commercial entities supplying services to the American defense establishment through Uzbekistani territory. She also seems to have acted to seize opportunities connected with Korean Air's logistics support operations that back up NATO and the U.S. So the family is reaping tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars in income from these operations.
I think it's also wrong to say, well, they have leverage on us Europeans. How come that the country which receives tens of millions of euros for the rent of military installations, that receive a lot of money from the export and import of cotton and so on, that they have leverage on the one that gives money to start with? It is a very strange concept that the leverage is on that side. I agree with the representative from Germany that, well, it has to come from inside, but it also has to come from external solidarity. There has to be external solidarity, especially in a situation when it has become so costly, so difficult, so dangerous to work internally. So if there is no one left to witness there, which is a genuine quote from one of the human rights victims in Uzbekistan, of course, we have to witness.